Okay, the time is 7:34. I'll call this meeting of the mayor and council to order. We first have our invocation on the agenda. Pastor Tim Gross had a scheduling conflict and could not make it tonight. He will come for our first meeting in June. So we will have a moment of silence for Gene Wages, a longtime Snellville resident who also had a business in the city of Snellville, who passed away yesterday. Thank you. Now for our announcements. This weekend, please come out and join us May 3rd and 4th. That's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be the Snellville Days Parade, our 41st annual Snellville Days Parade. We'll start at 10 a.m. at Kmart parking lot, and we'll go around the block up until City Hall. The theme this year is Dreams Do Come True, and Rennie Curran from Brookwood and the University of Georgia and the NFL is this year's Grand Marshal. When you get done watching the parade, it's a free event. You can go out to the Snellville Days Festival, which is also a free event held at Briscoe Park. We'll have vendors there, we'll have entertainment for children, and we will have entertainment for adults alike. And the festival at Briscoe Park will be held both Saturday, May 3rd, and Sunday, May 4th. Saturday it will be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday it will be from 12 to 5. If you want more information or if you want to volunteer, please visit the Snellville Days Festival website, and you can get a link to that off of the city website. On May 9th, we'll have a blood drive here at City Hall in the community room from 1:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. To learn more about blood donation opportunities, visit www.redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. On May 11th, you can watch a rebroadcast of this council meeting on Comcast Channel 25 at 6:30 p.m. May 12th will be our next regularly scheduled council meeting. We'll have a 6:30 p.m. work session and a 7:30 p.m. meeting. May 13th, our Board of Appeals will meet here at City Hall, 7 p.m. work session and a 7:30 p.m. meeting. That concludes tonight's announcements. Now for the pledge of the flag, we have Ms. Linsky's AP and Honors Government classes, if they'll come forward to lead us in tonight's pledge. Thank you, Ms. Linsky's classes. That was an excellent job, and it's always a pleasure to have you at our council meetings. We have no ceremonial matters tonight. That moves us to our minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 14th, 2014 Business and Public Hearing meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes.
There is a motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Kraus. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor. All those opposed. 0 opposed. The minutes stand approved. We have no invited guests. That brings us to our committee and department reports. We have a report from Kelly McAloon, Executive Director of Snellville Tourism and Trade. Ms. McAloon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our last STAT meeting was held on April 21st at Summit Chase Country Club. STAT is gearing up for an event season, which will start on May 31st this year. We'll be having our third annual Beach Blast from 2 to 7, followed by our first concert in the series. Sons of Sailors will be playing at that event. It's a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. This will be a big day for us. We're going to be debuting our mascot, Stat the Cat. And let me tell you, we are excited about this. Stat the Cat has invited all his furry friends for a parade around the green, so we hope to see everybody there at 3 o'clock. It'll be great for the kids, great for the community. We'll have a variety of delicious food on site, along with many craft exhibitors selling a variety of their wares. So mark your calendar for May 31st. Our award-winning farmers market will open June 7th to bring you the best fruits, vegetables, meats, and a variety of other homemade items. The community garden has had a very busy couple of weeks. The greenhouse was moved to the garden a few weeks ago. This could not have been done without the help of many committed volunteers. The calendar garden was planted this past weekend. Thank you to the Grayston Girl Scouts and their leaders who helped with the calendar garden. They were a tremendous help. 2 Asian pear and 2 persimmon trees were planted in the garden, which meets the requirement for the city to maintain its Tree City certification. And I understand Dave and Kathy Emanuel planted those trees in the garden, so thank you for that. Also, thanks to Gail Zorn of Gwinnett Tech, who with her students propagated all the plants for the calendar garden. The calendar garden would not have been possible without the partnership with Gwinnett Tech. Many thanks to all the other wonderful volunteers that came out to help in the garden this past Saturday. Our first food truck event will be held on June 20th from 4 to 8 with a variety of food pleasing to any palate. We will have music and activities for the kids. I'm basically going to just do a quick run through of the events we're going to have this year. In addition to our events on the green, we'll also have our Popcorn in the Park outdoor movie series. B98.5 will sponsor our first movie in June, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta is our presenting sponsor for the other 3 movies throughout the summer. Peabody and Sherman will be the first movie on June 14th. Rio 2 on July 26th. Despicable Me 2 on August 16th. And Frozen on September 27th. As always, we'll have fun and games prior to the movies. We also want to thank our presenting sponsor, About Face Skincare. They're going to sponsor our concert series again, so we're very grateful for them. Again, the first concert will be May 31st, Sons of Sailors. July 19th will be Metro Jazz Club. And we're going to have this in conjunction with a food truck Saturday event. Beer and wine will be available. August 23rd, Electric Avenue, in conjunction with the Food Truck Friday, the Food Truck Saturday event, and beer and wine. October 25th, we're bringing back Banks and Chain, and that will follow our Fall Festival. We're also proud to announce that Eastside Medical Center is our presenting sponsor for our Star Spangled Snellville. We're going to have fireworks, so we're very grateful to them. Our Spring Spirit magazine was delivered to homes just before Easter. At the last council meeting, Mayor Pro Tem Witz showed everybody the magazine in comparison to what we had before. We're currently producing 17,000 magazines, which about 15,000 are direct mailed into homes and businesses in Snellville, Grayson, Lawrenceville, and Loganville. So we've come a long way in a very short time, and we're very proud of that. Stop by our booth at Snellville Days this weekend. We will have a magnet listing all of our events on that magnet. Put it on your refrigerator to save the dates. If you'd like to volunteer at any of our events, please visit our website, www.snellvilletourism.com. I see there's a lot of South Gwinnett kids here. So if you guys need some hours, just because school's out, maybe you can sign up for some of our events in the summer and put them towards your hours for next year. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. McAloon? We have a resident here that doesn't receive the Spirit magazine, so if you could just maybe meet with her before and see why
Okay.
her neighborhood's not on the list.
Okay. If anybody does not receive it, yes, if they'll get in touch with me with their address, I can check to see, because it is every door direct mail, so it goes with the courier. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no city manager report and no consent agenda tonight. That brings us to our old business and our public hearing. We'll have a second reading on ordinance for a 3% excess tax on rental vehicles. This will add a tax if you go to rent a vehicle here in the city of Snellville. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance which would add a 3% excise tax on all rental vehicles rented within the city of Snellville.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, motion by Councilman Witt, second by Councilman Emmanuel. Debate of council.
Just to clarify, this is not a new tax. Basically, the rental vehicle outlets here in the city charge a 3% tax, except that now it's going to the county. Once we pass this ordinance, then that 3% will retain inside the city where it's being collected rather than going to the county. So it's not a new tax, it's just getting our hands on it rather than giving it away to the county.
Additional comment of council? This is on for a public hearing, so if anyone would like to speak for or against this ordinance, you can come forward, state your name, address for the record. Seeing no comment, I'll close the public hearing and call for a question. All those in favor of passage of this ordinance signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, that's 0 opposed. The ordinance stands approved. Under new business, we have consideration action on approval of Snellville United Methodist Church's request to use our mobile stage on May 17th, 2014. The church has made a request that we've previously discussed. Do I have a motion to approve the agreement for Snellville United Methodist Church to use the stage?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve the agreement with Snellville Methodist Church for the rental of the stage.
There's a motion by Councilmember Witt. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Emmanuel. All those, any additional discussion? All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. We then have consideration action on surplus of city vehicles. Do I have a motion to declare surplus the 2003 white Chevrolet Tahoe VIN 1GNEC 13Z8 3R278780, and the 1996 white Ford Aerostar van VIN 1FTDA 14 U1T ZB 15806, and the 1995 Ford Aerostar van VIN 1FMC A11 U1 SZA 99536. Is there a motion to approve the surplus on those vehicles?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion, a second by Councilman Kraus, motion by Councilman Bender. Further discussion of council? For those of you in the audience, this is city-owned vehicles that have gotten old, have high mileage on them. We will surplus them, and this will allow us to dispose of these vehicles. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. That concludes our business for tonight, and that now brings us to council reports. Councilman Witz.
I hope everyone comes out to Snellville Days this weekend. It's going to be, as always, a great event, and we've got a little bit of a built-up angst for it because we missed it last year. So those of you who haven't been out there in a couple of years, come on back. Also, as far as the Veterans Memorial, I hope you all, when you drove by tonight, saw that it is progressing. We are going to have our dedication and celebration on May 24th, which is the Saturday before Memorial Day. We're pressing. The weather is not going to cooperate with us this week, so we'll be burning the midnight oil. But one way or another, we will have the dedication on May 24th. We hope we get to see you all there. And other than that, I hope you all have a good night.
Excuse me, Councilman Bender. Councilman Emmanuel.
This past Saturday, we did some work at the community garden and planted what's known as the calendar garden. Excuse me. And this is designed to bloom sequentially throughout the year, so you can, if you get confused, you can just go out and look at it and see what month it is. But there are a bunch of volunteers. This is Gail Zorn, who was instrumental in getting the plants. And this is a group of Girl Scouts who came out and did an exceptional amount of work. It was a great troop. Unfortunately, I don't know the troop number, but they were there pretty much all the time we were planning and really dove in and did a good job. These are some of the other volunteers at work, and you can see some of them are supervising as well. These are the Girl Scouts again. They had some troop leaders with them who were helping, but it was still the girls who did the work. It's another volunteer. And there's more proof that the girls did some good work. And Kathy and I planted some trees. These are two of the Asian pear trees. Down at the other end, there are 2 persimmon trees. And this is the proud group after they're planted. So if you haven't been out to the community garden, go out and take a look. It's really coming along, really starting to bloom. A lot of nice plants that are in process of growing. Some of them are blooming already, some of them will bloom, but it's a great place to be, so go out and enjoy it. Have a good night.
Councilman Kraus?
Good evening. The National Weather Service is forecasting some widespread harsh weather, I'll just say. I hope you all pay attention to the weather. Secure your outside furniture. Take care of your plants and your animals. I think the worst of it is going to be Tuesday during the day and during the evening. They said right before I came to the meeting that tonight's going to be pretty clear. First they said it was definitely going to hit us tonight, but I think it's going to be more tomorrow. So with that said, watch your weather and know that Code Red's got your back. So keep your radios and your phones all backed up, and we'll take care of you as best we can. Also, the solicitation ordinance has been written. It required a lot of research, a lot of debate, a lot of information from the public, which I was very pleased that you played devil's advocate, that you agreed, that you disagreed, that you are very interested in this ordinance. It will be on the work session agenda, not the council agenda, for our next session for discussion with the public and with the council. I have an area in there where I'm particularly interested in protecting our children, our younger children, and our teenagers. And I hope everybody reads this ordinance and understands it. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to call me or email me and let me explain further. Also will ask the chief and our city attorney. And I've also would like to have Officer Linda Dixon be here. She's the one that prepares the permits for the people that come in. And so I'd like her to be here as well on that work session and answer any questions that you may have. This is very important. It protects not only the citizens and our children and our teenagers, but it also protects the solicitor as well. I tried to get it as fair as possible, that both parties were well protected in all areas. You may think maybe that it's a little inconvenient. Trust me, it is not. To protect your children, a piece of paper is worth it, and your time. So please come to the next council meeting, the next work session, and let me hear what you have to say about this ordinance. Thank you for coming tonight. Please be careful for the next 2 days.
Councilman Howard?
How's everybody doing? Good. Miss Linsky, you and your class, please stand. Because I know y'all had, this was the first thing y'all wanted to do tonight, right? This is the top of your list, right? I know that. I want everybody in the room to give these young adults a round of applause for being here. And I'm sorry we couldn't have made this a 2.5-hour meeting tonight. I apologize for that. So, all right, thank y'all. Y'all can sit down now. Councilman Kraus alluded to the weather that's coming our way, you know, and sometimes we get big warnings and sometimes we don't. So just please pay attention to the warnings and let's, think about those folks that have already been affected by the storm. I know that there's already been loss of life in Mississippi, and it's coming this way. And if any of you have ever been in one of these things, you know how quick it is to hit and how quick we lose everything we once had. So just be tremendously cautious out there and pay attention, because the weather really doesn't discriminate. The weather will take whatever it wants. Last but not least, everybody shop local at least once this past week? Everybody? Come on. Did everybody buy something in Snellville this week? Come on. All right, we got to have hands up all the time there. So anyway, be safe going home, and thanks.
That concludes the council reports. Now for the mayor's report. First, I want to thank Senator Gloria Butler, who is half of the city's Senate, represents half the city in the state Senate. She had a fish fry this weekend. It was free for everyone to attend. It was here at Lenore Park, just outside the city limits, but here in Snellville. She had face painting and clowns and hot dogs and hamburgers, and there were several city residents there. So thank you to Ms. Butler, Senator Butler, for her hospitality here in Snellville and surrounding community. I had the honor of attending the South Gwinnett High School Junior ROTC, can you switch to the next one, end of the year gala, I guess they call it, military ball. And I am so proud of this group of cadets. In 3 years, the South Gwinnett Junior ROTC has grown, and they have done such great work. These are some cadets while we were waiting on our food. Sergeant Diaz was making them do push-ups as we waited if they got questions wrong. And so this just showed the discipline that these cadets had. They were dressed in their military blues. I don't know if that's the right terminology. Councilman Witz, maybe you can help me. Dress blues, thank you. And they were still doing push-ups, but they shared with us during the dinner, the community service that they had done throughout the year. And each battalion took on several different community service projects, and they shared those with us. And these cadets are really filling a void in our community, doing great things that we as a government aren't able to do. So I'm so proud of this group and this organization and their leaders with Sergeant Diaz and Colonel Flagger. So I wanted to say thank you to them. This is a group of the whole class of seniors there. Good luck to them in their future endeavors. What else do I have? And Friday I had the honor of speaking at Partee Elementary School for Career Day. These little kids stumped me with the questions they had. I was so amazed at how much they knew separation of powers and branches of government and the questions, and they were third graders. So I challenged Ms. Linsky's class that's here tonight with the information that they can ask me, because I never expected third graders to know about the Constitution and the three branches of government, but they were just remarkable. I had an opportunity to speak to 2 different classes, and I was very impressed of what our schools are doing here, not only at the high school level, but all the way down to the elementary school level. With that, my last thing is about the Snellville Days Parade. We are going to have bad weather today and maybe tomorrow, but we are confident it is going to clear up for Saturday and Sunday. We are not going to have a rain out like we did last year. If that happens, we will reschedule the parade this year. It will not be canceled, but we're confident it's going to be sunny. So please come out and join us. We're going to have our very own pink anthem, which is the Boykin sisters singing the national anthem. Rennie Curran will be the Grand Marshal. We're going to have an Olympic gold medalist there. We're going to have clowns, horses from medieval times. The Atlanta Caribbean Carnival is going to be there this year. They're going to have their Caribbean dancers. They're going to have steel drums. They're going to have stilt walkers. We'll have cheerleaders from Brookwood, Shiloh, and South Gwinnett High School. The ROTC will be there along with the marching bands from Shiloh and South Gwinnett High School. We'll have free giveaways. Almost every group that's marching in the parade is giving something away this year. We'll have Chick-fil-A there giving out biscuits, so please come and join us. Tell your friends and your family, 10 a.m. Saturday, and then go down and check out Snellville Days. That's it. Ms. Linsky, you guys must be a blessing because every meeting y'all attend is a short meeting. We appreciate that. That concludes the mayor's report and our agenda. I'll open it up for public comment if there are any.
My name is Marilyn Swinney. My address is 1832 Glenwood Lane, Snellville, Georgia. Just an update. Tax money paid by the citizens of Snellville used for attorney fees to pay for lawsuits incurred by the mayor stands at $58,761.01 as of February 2014. Okay, thank you.
Any additional public comment? See none, the time is 8 o'clock and we are adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone. Be safe.